Welcome to this demo of Qarbon Test Manager for Selenium. This particular demo we're going to focus more on the unique bitmap capture and comparison feature that's part of Qarbon. Normally with Selenium WebDriver you have to program, and you have to program a lot. Unfortunately it only contains a save screenshot option, so you can actually capture the entire screen or nothing in between. There's no comparison function built in, no way of computing the differences if there's a problem. However, Qarbon makes use of ImageMagick. ImageMagick is a very powerful bitmap capture and comparison utility that we built into Qarbon in a very transparent and easy to use way. So let's take a few examples. Firstly, on the screen here we've got a test set called Check Homepage. And you can see that within this particular test set there is a test called Check Bestsellers. So if I go to that particular test set and look at the history, you can see that on the last run, which is run 533, Check Bestsellers, the test actually failed. To get more information I can expand the history. And if I expand the history and go down to this particular step here, we've actually compared a screen element which is called center column. That's the locator, which is an ID. And you can see that we have an expected, an actual and a difference. If I scroll down and choose view image, you can see in this particular case that the vast majority of the screen element was as it was with the expected value, but down in the bottom left hand corner you can see some differences. In fact, if I go back and expand this in more detail, firstly, between these two graphics there were less likes at the expected stage compared with the actual, which is not surprising. So there's 8 more likes, so there's a difference there as well, and there's some subtle differences in the bitmap. Also, underneath the heading "Be the first of your friends to like this," you can see that many of the graphics have changed. So in this particular case we're actually highlighting those in a very easy to see fashion. There's a few more things we can do as well. So let's take the check TNC, terms and conditions. Let's go to the run area, and you can see that in run 546 we did an expected versus actual. If I expand the history and look at run 546, here we can see the option to actually not just compare the entire screen but also compare individual elements. We saw that last time, but in this particular case we're actually choosing some quite small screen elements to compare. So here we've actually got a newsletter option where we can enter your email address. Another option that we've got here inside the web page is social media banner, and we're also comparing the block menu at the top. So you can see that the expected actually matches the actual, and that's why there's no difference image, and that is indeed why it's passed. The other thing we can do is we can actually compare an entire screen, but actually say compare the screen but just exclude one element. In many cases the screens are comparable, but there may be, for example, a time date web element that will actually be volatile and will change from run to run. So in that particular case you're always going to get failures, and you actually want to exclude one element from the entire screen comparison. That can be done as well. The other thing that we can do here is we have an option called exp fail. Exp fail is short for expected to fail. So it's like a negative test. So when you actually define your test in Qarbon, when you actually add this particular screen element comparison to the test, you can actually indicate that you expect this to fail. In that particular case it's a negative test. There's an expected screenshot, there's an actual screenshot, there will be a difference, but we expect there to be a difference, and therefore if there is a difference that will pass. If there isn't a difference, then with expected fail on, that will actually fail. Okay, I hope that explains everything. Thanks for watching.